Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. Hello.
Hey. So we got Healing Granny as the first in the chat. We got this Jenni Morgan person, I don't know who that is. Greg Hartwick. Molly. This purple person, I don't know. They're new.
Is that purple orange person? I thought we had banned them.
Yeah, Tori, hello.
Hello, Tori, Angie.
Yep.
So the crowd is gathering, waiting for the train wreck.
Yep.
You notice my new avatar?
Yeah. That's good.
Incel inside.
Incel.
Yeah, that's what I said, incel.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I sounded T, sorry.
Let's see here, National Pothole Day. What is this all about? Are we filling potholes or
Wait,
making potholes?
whoa. National Butthole Day. What are you talking about?
Pothole.
Oh, Jesus, I'm
Am
sorry.
I pronouncing myself correctly?
I'm so sorry.
Well, it could be the same thing if you're trying to put the pot up your butt so that you can carry it across state lines.
Can't tell your ass from a hole in the ground.
It depends on how deep the hole is.
That's very simple. You step in a hole on the ground and you break your leg. You step up in your ass, you got trouble.
There we go.
Bringing an ever-increasing pothole menace on the highways. Attention to the pothole menace on our highways. Or we can have the Ghostbusters just drill a hole in the 5th Avenue. I mean, nobody would notice anyway.
Yeah, well, normally by this time of the winter, we wouldn't be able to see the potholes under the snow.
So this is about bringing attention to fixing the potholes. Okay.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Well, I always liked potholes. There's a you can make a whole bunch of labor money off tie rod and ball joint replacement and stuff like that.
Potholes have been around for a while, and the name stems from the roads that were created during the Roman Empire's reign. Pottery producers in the 1400s and 1500s in England and took advantage of the ruts carved into roadways by wagons and coach wheels. And so they would dig further into these deep and soon cover clay deposits beneath in their search for a cost-effective source of raw minerals for crafting clay pots. So that's where the name pothole came from.
So people were intentionally going and digging them deeper.
Yeah, to get the clay out to make pots. Pothole.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. I don't know what's going on here, but my computer keeps sounding that effing alert tone. And it's driving me nuts if I can't figure out how to stop it.
Alert tone?
Maybe it's going to explode.
Yeah, you get that toodum, toodum, toodum.
Do you have Discord opened?
I do, but I had everything there muted.
You're not on Facebook.
It probably is Discord, and that's one of the things about Discord that pisses me off. Is it sounds the tone, but it doesn't tell me what I'm supposed to look at.
Yeah. You thought you had everything muted though, huh? Might want to double check on that.
Yeah,
So,
well, that
Perp,
was
are you ready for the We Love Mage weather coming? For the next couple of days, it's supposed to be fairly nice. So we'll get Mage up to come on up here and check out the area. But then before he leaves, it's going to get way below zero. Possibly as low as 30 degrees below.
I've been in Minneapolis before.
in January.
Yeah, I'm in there during the summer. It was not cold when I went.
Yeah, I had to go out last night. They hadn't bothered to give us the usual the usual email mornings. So it wasn't until I wound up taking some garbage out that I found out that yes, we were supposed to move our cars out of the lot. Fuck you.
Yeah, I gotta remember to get up early tomorrow so I can get some chicken feed.
Yeah.
Would you give them calcium in some form?
That's in the chicken. I give them the chicken feed so they have at least it covers the basic nutrition needs. I mean, I can let it go for a day if I need to, but there are ways of feeding them properly without having to buy a chicken feed, but it's just easier.
Yeah, chickens aren't picky eaters.
A chicken ate what would that be called? She had a mole or something growing on her foot, and the chicken came along and bit it off. Never grew back.
Sounds like kind of a painful way to lose it, though.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Oh, she was a kid. Kids don't feel pain.
Yes, they do. All right.
Yeah.
I hear about the guy who would put calculators down on and then throw feed on them so his chickens would peck at the calculators. And then he'd use the numbers that they came up with on lottery tickets.
It's as good a system as any.
Apparently, he won several times doing that.
Dumb luck, huh?
Yeah.
Dumb clock. Oh. Did you hear that they're bringing Jolt Cola back?
No, I didn't.
The what?
Jolt Cola. The
Mm,
stuff
after
that was
one.
advertised as having all the sugar and twice the caffeine as Coke.
Oh,
Oh, lovely. So basically a soda version of an energy drink.
Yeah, well, it was in the 80s, so it's kind of where they got the idea of the energy drinks from.
Never much cared for energy drinks myself.
No, I don't either. I mean, I'll take one with me if I have to drive long distances, but that's about it.
How you feeling there, Jenny?
oh, definitely better than a week ago, but I'm exhausted from this cold thing. I mean, I was able to sleep fine during it, but now, even now that it's all over, I am just absolutely exhausted.
Bobby needs to recover.
I slept today till about 1 o'clock.
Yes, they can be cannibalistic. It is true.
What, cold?
No, chickens. That's the reason why if a chicken's injured, you want to separate them from the flock.
Yeah,
'Cause the
if one
rest of the
starts
flock.
bleeding, the other ones will keep pecking at the wound.
Oh, well, that's a lovely thing. They sound as loyal as cats.
What the
I saw
frick?
this cute video this morning or before the show of it was titled "Your Cat While You're Sleeping." And
Oh,
apparently they had cameras in various parts of the house and they're showing all the shit that the cat gets into.
yeah, you get post of that in here. Let's see.
Oh, was it? Yeah, that was yours. That was your video. That's
No,
right.
I didn't post it. Someone else did. Who posted that? It was
I forget where I see these
Greg.
things.
Greg posted it. Play that.
I would not live like it with a creature like that. No thanks.
Okay, I'm running out of things I can shut down, and I'm still getting that annoying alert tone.
I have 20 tabs up, and I can't figure out where the hell the music's coming from. There we are. The cat gets up to while you're sleeping.
Okay, although I'm getting the thing about
Oh, I've had that happen. The cat eating the hair.
I'm getting the thing about safely remove hardware.
Oh,
But why would it just have done that like 100 times since we started?
what hardware is it trying to remove?
It's not even telling me. Sorry, people, but this is why computers drive me nuts. Is that if it's going to keep making the tone, why can't it give me a fucking message about what it's trying to get my attention about?
It's a PC. It's not written on good software. It's too stupid to do it on its own.
That's weird. It's trying to remove the hardware, though. Hello.
Sorry, people. I've been so annoyed by this. I haven't been watching the side chat.
Are they talking over there?
We got a bunch of new people, and we got
Oh,
Tsunami and Jasper and El Trucker,
Demon Orb.
Kalesia,
Molly and Tori and Greggy and Angie and Greggy again and Junie and Tubian and Greggy and
Did
unfinished.
Junie come in? I missed her.
Junie's here.
Okay.
I missed that one too. You know.
All the cool people are here.
My Unfinished Journey. Who's there?
Well, I'm only cool because I had to be outside to move my van.
So, Mage, tell me, do you get potholes down there?
Oh yes.
You do?
We also get sinkholes down here.
Well, that's just a giant-sized pothole.
Oh, we got one of those in Michigan one time. Swallowed 6 cars because an abandoned mine had collapsed underneath the road.
Lucky we had one happen once, like right in the middle of one of the most busy intersections in the city. And it was a bitch for about a month and a half.
Yeah, usually hurricanes with the flooding will cause a lot of potholes, or sometimes actually with the street over from me, once a lightning strike actually tore a hole in the road.
Oh, really? That'd be cool to see.
I didn't see it, but I imagine it must have been something. It was something it happened like right outside my friend's house, so he felt it.
I saw something like that one time. A neighbor's car got hit by lightning, and it just blew a piece of the pavement out from under one of the tires.
I've always wanted to see a spot where lightning is hit.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the exact point.
Oh, an even cooler thing I saw on, I think it was from the CBC News, that they got a recording from this guy's doorbell cam that you could see and hear where a very small asteroid wound up hitting his sidewalk.
Oh wow!
And he tried to collect up as many pieces as they can. It was less than 100 grams that they were able to scrape up. But yeah, it sounded, kind of like a gunshot hitting the pavement.
I imagine that would sound like that.
Boy, what a letdown of a finish to your asteroid life, bounce off a sidewalk. Just humiliating, simply humiliating.
Well, the professor that they gave the fragments to said that, to the best of his knowledge, this was the first time there had ever been a recording of an asteroid hitting. That, they'd gotten video of them before, but this was the first time that anyone had ever heard the noise of it.
I suppose. I mean, I've never seen a meteorite come down and hit anywhere near me. So,
Oh yeah,
I've never heard it.
The shark was actually a gift from Slothgirl, but mine is Lilla High because instead of just being blue, it's purple. It's a very nice purple. Just not very good lighting when I took the picture.
Well, then take another one, for Christ's sake. It's not like it costs you any money.
Yeah, but that's about the best the lighting ever gets in here. See, I don't know anything about taking pictures. I don't know how to light things properly.
Well, you get a light and you turn it on.
Oh wow!
I have learned it is not that simple. Especially when trying to take selfies.
What have I bought here? Well, I was buying some seeds last night, and one of the things I got that looked interesting was something called burdock.
Oh, sure. We got that all over the place up here.
I hear it kind of spreads. I don't know how well it's going to do down here, but
Why
wow.
would you want burdock?
It's an edible plant.
It creates some of the most horrible, nasty burrs if you'll ever see.
I see it. And just notice the leaves are huge.
Yeah, burdock is just a common weed up here, and it'll take over everything. Don't plant that shit. Seriously, don't plant that shit.
Okay, Al. All I really have is the camera on my phone, so opening the aperture or anything like that, it's just not anything I can do.
Now, let's see here.
Yeah, maybe a light meter could help. My meters are all kind of heavy and recovering from the surgery. I'm not supposed to lift them.
What? As opposed to a heavy meter, huh? Okay.
Hey, Ivy.
Al, you can get a an app that turns your phone into a light meter, and it's pretty accurate. I've tested it out, and it works.
I almost got myself some carrots that grow as big as a small child.
How big is a small child?
About 2 or 3
About
feet.
the size of a carrot. Carrots that grow 3 feet?
Looked like it.
Got to work on those. Got to get them up to a full meter before they're allowed in the EU. Freaking EA released another Sims update yesterday, so now I'm having to go through thousands of custom content files to find what the fuck was broken.
Lovely.
Yeah, I get that. I cringe. Yeah, one of the things is just about an hour before the show today, I had to let Windows do an update.
Yeah, so that's
and I cringe every time it doesn't update.
I've disabled all that crap. But anyway, there's the picture of the carrot right there.
Okay.
Damn. That's a big fucker.
Yeah.
Oh, you keep Bugs Bunny busy for a week on that one.
And just in case you don't believe it, that some of the other, this is a another picture from one of the customers of what they grew.
Oh, they sell special seeds or something?
This is from a site called Rare Seeds. I get a lot of my seeds from the site. This Baker Creek. They have their site called Rare Seeds.
I don't think you can grow those up. Well, maybe here in Minnesota where I'm living now, you could, because it's very much sandy here.
Yeah.
But back in Milwaukee, you could never have grown those things because it's solid clay below the topsoil.
Yeah, root vegetables do pretty good here. Carrots and radishes and potatoes.
Yeah, you have to work the soil a little bit to get its stuff growing in clay, but you can do it.
Yeah. Well, usually you have to till in more sand so it's got better drainage.
Well, that's what I referred to as one of those carrots that would hit the clay and stop growing. It would fatten up nice, but it would stop growing length. You'd have to really loosen up a deep hole of soil to grow those.
Back.
I also got some regular bland, everyday carrots that look like they would just be easy to grow from them. I want to try a little experiment with planting them.
Hey, Reg. Yeah, some parts of Minnesota there's a lot more clay.
Yeah, this whole driftless zone, primarily in Wisconsin, is all sand. That's where they were a time back harvesting sand from around here for fracking, because it has some special sizing and shaping that it did here than it does in other places. I guess it's more round than sharp jaggies.
Yeah. Yeah, they use different types and grades of sand for different things. You know, of course, they want like stuff with jagged edges for making sandpaper. That wasn't a joke. That was on the level. I'm sorry. I don't want to make this whole thing about this damn alert tone, but you know, it's really kicking off my autistic senses that it keeps happening over and over. It's driving me nuts.
Figure out what the hell it is.
We don't hear it at all.
Place. Yeah, we're not hearing it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I figured you weren't hearing it, but
maybe it's
you know,
it's not real and you're hallucinating.
No, it's because I did the update and fucking Windows reset something that I had already shut up, but now I can't figure out what it reset.
I did one correction on this, but got this side of an interview. I interview. This is Avery Warwick. I don't know who the hell that person is. Who is this? Passionate about America, dogs, and dogs. Okay. I have no idea who this is.
Okay.
I interviewed a Los Angeles firefighter with 20 plus years of service, and it's the truth I found are harrowing. Gavin Newsom ordered the removal of Elon Musk from the command post and ordered the Cal firefighters to return all donated starter links. This is start links. The firefighters ran out of water in Palisades. Fire department was not consulted on the draining the Palisade Reservoir.
All of that is bullshit.
There were insufficient hydrants in the Palisades, too far apart, and the incorrect diameter for sufficient water flow. That last part I did correct. Right down here. There were insufficient fire hydrants Palisades. They aren't relying on fire hydrants. They are relying on water tenders, like this, like in this picture. So this is what they're using to fight the fires, not the fire hydrants.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, those trucks look big, but they deplete the water source from those pretty fast.
Could I believe that if there's a fire hydrant nearby and they run out of water in one of those trucks, they'll use a fire hydrant? Sure, I can believe that, but this whole argument is bullshit.
There are no hydrants in the forest.
Well, they're fighting the fire. Imagine if they're in a rural area where they're trying to put out a house.
Yeah,
they're gonna bring one of those trucks in, and if they run out of water in the truck, I can imagine if there's a fire hydrant right there, they're gonna plug into the fire hydrant before they get another truck in.
Yeah, Canada has sent down a bunch of water bombers to assist.
Yeah, and Trump buddies are politicizing the whole fire thing and blaming specific people for the fire, and it's like,
of course,
come on, would you guys shut the fuck up? We have this thing that's going on that requires unity of everybody, and you're trying to make things hard. God damn it, what an un-American human being.
Of course,
And Marjorie Taylor Greene is asking, why don't we just make it rain to put the fire out?
Yeah.
And of course, by the way, that particular post I responded to that I just read, it was one that Elon Musk retweeted. So he's doing his usual job of spreading misinformation on Twitter X.
Well, okay, our weather report for today said we were supposed to get an insignificant amount of snow, but at the moment, this is the heaviest I've seen it coming down all year.
Oh, lovely.
We're in the zone for a supposed half an inch, if that.
Yeah, well,
it's going up into the 30s and almost 40 in the next 3 days.
Yeah, our weather report said only like 0.3 of an inch for today, which is why it's surprising me that it's coming down so heavy now. This is obviously something they weren't expecting to land on us.
Maybe it only lasts a little while. One thing I'm really interested about is in my weather apps on my phone is it sends out notices, and they send out notices that say the snow will begin in your area at 6:52, for example, and then they come back a little later and say, oh, and the snow will now end at 6 or 7:25, and it does. And they're fucking accurate as to what minute the shit comes and hits us.
Oh yeah, there are sites you can sign up to, that will give you those weather reports directly to your phone.
Well, I just think it's amazing how they can be so precise and correct.
Yeah, it is surprising how far they've come with weather forecasting. A couple of decades ago, they couldn't be anywhere near as accurate with it.
Oh, I remember as a kid when weather radar hit the scene for the first time.
Yep.
It was so crude. So all they could do is, there's a bunch of clouds over there.
Yep. I remember them making a big deal about introducing their Doppler weather radar.
Mm-hmm. Which turns out to be a very good thing.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons that I've been able to collect so much accurate data around the Twin Cities is that Channel 11 News offered to install a free weather station on any high school that wanted to, do a program to have the students monitor it and record the results. So, that got like 50 weather stations put up in the Twin Cities.
It's interesting that the local news stations in La Crosse will give weather reports based on Houston. Oh, I just doxed myself. The small town I'm living in Minnesota of 900 people. Why would they have a weather station here? It's like, okay, well, they also depend on people who are geeks about it and have their own weather stations.
Yep. Oh yeah, sites like Weather Underground, will just take the data from anybody who'll send it in.
So why did you pick National Pothole Day?
What, you would have preferred I picked National Kayla Day?
What day? I'm sorry.
National Kayla Day. Dedicated to people named Kayla. That was one of
Oh.
the first ones that came up.
I've never heard the word Kayla.
You never heard the name Caleb before?
No.
Huh.
How do you
It's a nice
spell
name.
that?
Kayla.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Anyway,
Mm.
Shayla before.
I've heard Kaylee, Kayleiga.
I know somebody named Kayla. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to dox anybody.
Well, I hate potholes. They make me very, very mad. And it pisses me off that Wisconsin always did such a terrible job dealing with them. You'd think that they'd be used to having them enough that they develop a proper technique for fixing.
Yeah, Wisconsin has always been particularly bad about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing. I moving just across the river, and the roads are 1,000% better
Yeah.
over here. But they pay a little more tax in Minnesota than Wisconsin. Not much, but apparently it's enough to take care of the roads.
Yeah, that was one of the issues I had living up in Michigan was that the nearest Walmart was actually in Wisconsin. So we had to take a Wisconsin state highway there. And yeah, you had to be pretty good about dodging the potholes if you wanted to keep your suspension intact.
La Crosse has a section of the main road that goes through downtown. And yes, it does have a real downtown. It's 60,000 city. It's going to have that kind of stuff. But it is just absolutely horrible for the entire length through downtown. And it's like, come on, guys, fix it. This is like your advertisement. It's all people are going to remember is that the roads were horrible.
Yeah.
Nerdy, I think that might be correct. Hey,
I didn't quite get the hot rocks on your top here.
Well, I did explain it earlier here that the name pothole comes from people trying to dig holes in the road to get the clay.
Yep.
One thing that you can do with hot rocks is you get like a bunch of them in your hand, maybe a tablespoon or so, and you get another one in your other hand. Then you get your nipples wet and you slam those up into your there. They pop and twizzle and all that stuff that they do, and it feels really great, man.
That was more information than I needed.
Fun fact, Kaylee of History with Kaylee was named for the 80s song Kaylee by Marilyn.
Never heard the song either. But
No.
that's the Kaylee I've heard is Kayleigh.
Well, that's Kaylee on the transpositions spells it this way. Who does the sports report on the transpositions show?
Well, they need to fix that. They have to conform. So I'm wondering if they're going to require everybody who's ever changed anything to change it back.
They want to.
In case you folks out there haven't heard, the thing that I've predicted all along for the last several years that everybody seems to ignore is they put a rider on the TikTok bill, which will pass unanimously, to ban trans people from ever changing any of their documents. Ever. State, federal, any of it. None. No, you can't do it. Period. So that's the first step in getting rid of us. Because first you got to make us not exist. And then you can exterminate us with no problem whatsoever. It's just incredible to me that they're putting this much energy and this much hatred into 1.2% of the population. It's deeply pathetic of them to behave this way. It is so total macho incel Republican bullshit.
Actually, from the report I saw, they were still saying it was less than 1%.
There are no good numbers for total population.
Yeah.
Nobody has good numbers.
Yeah, I've seen from between about 0.6% to about 2%.
Yeah, that's typical range. And if you want to compare it to other statistics, there's about as many trans people as there are redheads. So they say.
Don't give the Republicans any ideas.
Oh no, they like redheads.
Yeah, but they might get the idea that if there's as many trans people as there are redheads are easier to identify, so they could exterminate them instead.
Well,
Yes, I did hear they've reached some kind of ceasefire in Gaza, although none of the news reports I saw had any details on it.
They did a special report on ABC, and yes, the Biden team has negotiated a ceasefire. Of course, like any ceasefire in the Mideast, who knows what the fuck is going to actually happen.
Yeah.
But yes, the Biden administration did organize it, and I guess apparently lead it.
Yeah,
which means that Trump will take credit for it, which he already has.
I was just going to say,
within an hour after it was announced, he was taking credit for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that that's what I saw him taking credit for.
Well, and this whole bullshit about Trump wanting to, annex Canada and take over Greenland.
Oh, very peaceful. Yes.
He's apparently dead serious about wanting Canada and Greenland.
Oh, I'm sure he's serious. I don't think Trump knows how to make a joke. So anything he says, you have to assume that he is serious about it.
Well, even if it is a joke, it's a terrible joke for somebody in his position to be making. It could have actual real-world consequences.
Yep. Well, I mean, if he's going to try to take over another country or even try to take over Greenland, there's this thing called the UN and this thing called NATO, that if you attack anyone in the NATO alliance, the rest of them are basically oath-bound to attack you.
Yeah, so NATO's going to go up against the United States military? I don't think so.
Oh yeah, that'll be, or I guess it's globalist ambitions will be the next step for our country.
Yeah. Gee, doesn't this all sound familiar? I think I read about something like this happening in the 1930s.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, we're NATO signatories. So if the U.S. takes over Greenland, the U.S., by the treaties they've signed, is forced to attack the U.S.
Well, I keep saying that I think Trump would look great with a mustache.
Hey, are you implying that? Oh, another little lovely blurb I heard from the Trump camp is they're going after their first target to censor, and they're going to try and shut down Comcast and Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
Because he says mean things.
Oh
Yeah, I know
Trump,
Trump said he wanted to get Seth Meyers.
yeah, Trump doesn't like when news outlets say mean things about him.
Well, he hates all comedians that pick on him.
Yeah, well, that's also why Meta stopped doing fact checking, because it seemed that the fact checking was being used on the Republicans much more than on the Democrats.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, have you ever considered this was because the Democrats could back up what they said and the Republicans had no evidence for anything?
Well, it's the first in a string. I mean, what they can do, if it was a broadcast network like NBC, ABC, blah blah, they could either create or increase a licensing fee for them that make it astronomical as a punishment.
Well, the FCC could just pull their license. I mean, it's within the powers granted to the FCC that they can take a broadcaster's license away if they think that they have, somehow violated something.
Well, it's going to be illegal to violate and call Trump names pretty soon.
Yep.
Well, let's see here. We got Trump taking credit for the Israel-Hamas ceasefire, saying that his being elected it was the cause.
Say that again.
Trump, my presidential win and led to Israel-Hamas ceasefire.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure he's claiming that they were so intimidated by him about to take office that they laid off.
Getting into and taking in credit for the peace negotiations and all that.
Yeah.
His usual lying out of both sides of his ass cheeks.
Yep. Anytime we talk about Trump, I keep hearing that one line from the last Starfighter. How long must we endure this fool? Yeah, Jen, that's actually been a problem that comedians have been having the last 8 years already, is that they can't write stuff that's more absurd than reality anymore.
Trump
Okay.
is 78, and the oldest recorded man ever alive was 116. So I guess we don't have too much longer to wait.
Schools in LA are saying they're going to refuse to cooperate with federal authorities when it comes to mixed status students.
What's going on with that?
What's that?
What's going on with that?
I think that was, in regard to like transgender students and such, or, students that are any kind of minority.
Apparently the fascists of Texas are making a move to to reinforce their taking over of the state government, and I guess they're going for the school boards, state school boards, and they will then own governors,
Okay.
vice governor, what they say, attorney general, all the top positions.
Yep.
The ones who are authorized is migrants, I see.
Yeah, I get you, Tsunami. Well, the ones that are considered American citizens because they were born here, but maybe their parents weren't. Okay, I gotta step away for a minute.
What are you eating?
My cough dropped. Best candies out there.
Well, we don't want munching in people's ears here.
I didn't think anybody hear that. I'm like 3 feet away from the phone. Yeah, Tsunami, I agree with you. They scream and yell, oh, save the kids, but then they fuck the kids every chance they get.
That's true. What was that, George Carlin in line? You're preborn, and you're okay. Yeah, you're preschool, you're fucked.
Well, all that stuff that's going on in Texas is funded by 2 billionaires that live there.
Oh, that's a good point. No matter as conservatives want to be rid of the Department of Education.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gutting that like all hell. Keep the population dumb.
Mm-hmm.
What tactic was that used by another country?
Let's see, every dictator ever born.
Then you have our news outlets that spew propaganda. What was that from as well?
Russia. Yeah, we're in big trouble. 5 more days of America, and then we're gone.
Let's see. Can California legislators keep ICE out of the state schools? 2 legislators from LA. This is a press telegram. The legislators from LA County are trying to protect the children from possible deportations. Okay. I'm not really familiar with this particular outlet, so I don't know how good they are. But let's see what's going on here. Let's see. California lawmakers are proposing steps to protect K-12 students and families from mass deportations, although the real value of those proposals may be symbolic. A pair of bills in the California State Legislature, AB 49 and SB 48, aim to keep federal agents from detaining undocumented students or their families on or near school property without a warrant. The bills are a response to President-elect Donald Trump's threat to deport undocumented immigrants, a move which would have major consequences for schools in California, which funded schools based on attendance, and where 12% of students have at least an undocumented parent. Yeah, that would eat into their budget. It's also worth noting that it's not just the undocumented immigrants they're going after. They're also looking at trying to make people who are documented and get rid of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they're getting imagine that's where they're either incorrectly citing or the 12 million in deportations number when there's only about 11 million undocumented immigrants. So they're either got the numbers wrong or they're trying to kick out people who are here legally and all that, and all documented and here on all the up and up.
Whatever they have to do to make it a white nation.
Both bills would make it harder and more time-consuming for agents to enter schools for daycare centers, but they can only delay, not stop arrests. Yeah, if they can prevent it from getting, if they need to get a warrant to get in there or first, and it'd be easy for them to get a warrant.
I mean, technically, well, we're all immigrants, so they should really deport everybody in the whole nation. Get rid of everyone. Send them back to their homeland.
Kind of like the whole anchor baby thing. If the baby is born here, the parents might get a choice to either take the kid along with them or leave the kid here.
No, they're going to send the kids along too.
No, that's actually what was proposed. Okay, well, if they have an anchor baby, the baby can either go along with the parent and being deported, or they can stay. Or the kids can stay here while the parents get deported.
Oh,
that was actually something that was brought up. In no way can these bills override federal law, says Kevin Johnson, a law professor at UC Davis. But the bill was respond to a great concern in the community that it's not safe to take your children to school. Well, how long has it been safe to take your kid to school in the first place with all these school shootings? I can't emphasize enough how important this is, how vulnerable undocumented immigrants feel right now.
Republicans are thinking of the children. They're going to keep them away from the schools so we can't have school shootings anymore.
Yeah, there you go. That solves that problem. Just get rid of the schools.
Yeah, shut down the schools, then you don't have school shootings.
Well, I must say that's something I never thought of. I guess we probably should do that.
It would also save a lot on budgets. I mean, they did say they wanted to dismantle the Department of Education, so.
It sounds like the DJ from Fox is going to lead the DOJ or Army Department of the Military.
Yeah. Has he ever even been in the military?
Yeah, he was enlisted.
Okay.
For a time, I don't know what his rank was or anything. Doesn't matter. He was a foot soldier. He wasn't an administrator.
Yeah.
See, the AB 49 proposed by the Assembly member Al Murtasachi, the Democrat from Torrance, would require immigration agents to obtain written permission from the superintendent before coming on the school property. It also bars agents from being in rooms where children are present.
What agents?
The ICE agents.
Oh, yeah, that's going to stop them.
SB 48, introduced by Senator Lena Gonzalez, is a Democrat from Long Beach, would prohibit local police from cooperating with federal agents, or would prohibit local police from cooperating with federal agents, such as assisting in arresting and providing information about families' immigration status within 1 mile of a school. It also bars schools from sharing students and family information with federal authorities. Interesting.
You know, I still think ICE Agents sounds more like it's either an anime or the newest Lego theme.
Orla, I do not disagree with you at all. The dumber they keep Americans, the better for them.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely their intent, because they know that, like you say, if they keep the general population dumb, they get more votes. That's why they're always so down on the colleges.
Yep.
because people who understand how civics works don't like to vote for them.
Yeah, school districts have doubled down on their efforts to protect students and families. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else in here. It's just puff piece stuff, filler. Too scared to. What's this one? For most undocumented families, deportation would mean plunging into poverty, and in many cases, is violence. Now, me, a high school senior in Fresco County, whom Kyle matters is identifying by her middle name because of her immigration status. Described the threat of deportation as a major worry for my family and I. Our life could change completely in a blink of an eye. Oh, so we're driving more people into poverty by doing this. That's always a great thing.
Well, yeah.
That's actually an aspect of this I never really thought about, but yeah, that's true.
Well, the Republican supporters, the big corporations want to keep everybody in poverty, because if they keep everybody desperate to have any kind of job at all, they'll stop asking for benefits.
Well, this goes even further than that because this is affecting people going to poverty outside the country then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Purple and I suddenly disappear, you guys know why.
Well, I'm sure the black bag they'll put over your head will be very comfortable.
Well, maybe it'll backfire on them. Maybe they'll deport so many people that Mexico will wind up having a bigger army than the U.S.
Well, that's part of what they've said that is so horrible is they're even going to take immigrants who have served or are currently serving in the military and deport them too.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is the point? Well, their bigotry is the point, but
well,
it's the scapegoating.
Yep.
That was one of Trump's big wins in his first term, that he, banned trans people from working in the military. More than anything, it's diversions.
Mm-hmm.
It's cranking up the hate so people don't pay too much attention to how they're really fucking over the whole population.
PBS is running a repeat of this. I think it was Nova. Episode about black holes. They're doing it about black holes. And all the main voices, how they break away for somebody saying a comment or two and then, go into it in detail. Virtually every person they have used on the show are women, astrophysicists and things. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson is on and some other guy is on for one clip. Other than that, it's all women. Cool.
Iya, batakon.
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm already on a few lists.
Oh, I know I'm on one or two. And that's not counting being trans.
Hello. You were saying?
My followers list on Twitter is up to 5 grand. Why the fuck would I have 5,000 people following me? It's just stupid.
Yeah, no, but I hope a few of them are Republicans.
Well, I don't know. I've gone through every name, and at least click to their profile page and read their profile and go down and see what kind of stuff they post or let be posted. And I know that I've booted a whole bunch of them, at least 1,000. I'm sure. Especially some guy comes, "Hi, I'm Ellen. How are you?" Well, fuck you. You're out of here. It's a bogus photograph and it's a bogus name. And why do you have all those numbers after your name? Are you a bot?
Yeah, I don't really give a damn about it as long as they don't bother me. I don't really I can care.
Well, Jenny, it's got to be one of two things. Either they like your wit and your commentary, or they're just there for your looks. I'll let you decide.
I don't know why. I think it's probably politics. The blue Dems on well, it was Twitter as well, and Blue Sky are both interested in making everybody who's together know everybody else. They want to build a big, gigantic community.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this belief that no blue person should have less than 5,000 followers. Now, I don't know why that's so important, but
well, I'm about 4,960 off then.
well, come on, get going.
I thought you said they were the ones who wanted me to have 5,000 followers. I don't know how to do that.
On Twitter, Sky Blue or Blue Sky, they have follow lists that people put together of you follow these people when you put your name on it, or read it and choose to follow the various people on it.
Yep. I am on one of those that's all transgender people.
Okay. I have 70 followers on Blue Sky.
Well, I'm just more popular than you guys.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the numbers, but I'm guessing that I'm around 50.
Yeah, I've never cared about the numbers either. I am shocked, and I don't understand why this is doing this. I didn't join any 5,000 minimum block list or lists of any sort.
Following PurpleRhymesWithOrange 380.
Really?
Yeah. 380 followers, and you're following 488 people. We only got 70 followers, and I'm following only 59 people. I have to bring that number up by at least 10.
Well, I know what that means. It means my army of sock puppets likes Blue Sky better than it likes YouTube. Because most of my sock accounts won't subscribe to me on YouTube.
And seeing as I'm looking at it right now, and turn the sound off. Get a little cute kitty thing. Kitty's watching TV.
What is Kitty watching?
I have no idea.
I think it's a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
It's a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So Kitten's watching a Tom and Jerry cartoon. There you go.
That is weird how they can be so into it.
Sometimes a little too into it.
Orla, I suspect that you've been on a list for a long time.
I'm looking to this one. This little thing was.
But I thought Orla just changed her human skin every decade or two to avoid that.
We got this. Oklahoma aims to ban all but 2 cities from providing homeless shelters. Homeless outreach.
What?
Let's see, this is Oklahoma News 4.
Read that again, please.
Oklahoma aims to ban all but 2 cities from providing homeless shelters. Homeless outreach is the title.
Yep.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
If they ban all the homeless shelters in the state, then they can claim they have no homeless people in the state.
Let's see what the article's on. Oklahoma City, an Oklahoma bill would make it illegal for all cities in the state except Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Close this out. To provide shelter or outreach for homeless citizens, and would also require them to immediately end in any existing programs. Oklahoma Senate Bill 484, introduced and authorized by a newly elected Senator Lisa Standridge, Republican in Norman, figures, would ban all cities in Oklahoma with fewer than 300,000 residents from using city resources to operate homeless shelters or perform homeless outreach. Only Oklahoma City and Tulsa have more than 300,000 residents, meaning if SB 484 were to pass, it would apply to every city in the state except for those 2. If any city with a population below 300,000 that currently operate homeless shelters should, that's basically repeating what they said. You have to immediately terminate the thing. The bill defines a homeless person as anyone who lacks a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence, has a primary nighttime residence, or a publicly or privately operated shelter designed to provide temporary living accommodations, has a primary nighttime residence or public or private place not designed for or orderly used as a regulatory sleeping accommodation for human beings, or a person and a family who do not have access to normal accommodations as a result of violence, or the violence is from an incompetent. If passed, the bill would take effect November 1st.
God almighty, that is just
Jesus fuck.
That is so totally unchristian.
So if somebody's homeless because they escaped from an abusive relationship, they're not allowed to be there.
Yeah, they can't get any help.
Yeah, they can be there. They just can't get any help. But I'm sure they also have laws against sleeping on park benches and
oh yeah, I'm sure.
Any kind of stuff like that.
Well, there's another Republican and bill.
They're also talking that California is not going to get any assistance unless they conform to certain policies.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember Trump pulling that at the last time he was elected too.
Yep.
Well, now he's got a bunch of legislators who are responding to it as well. They've all got their little I'm a tough guy penis nowadays, and they all think that they can be little dictators themselves.
Well, they're out to punish any state that didn't vote for Trump.
Yep.
So they'll be coming after Minnesota the same way.
Mhm.
Of course, Minnesota, and even California can kind of laugh at that because we both pay more into federal taxes than the services we get out of them.
Yeah, it's usually the southern states that are reverse on that, where they get more out than what they pay in.
Well, the long and short of it is that Minnesota supports Mississippi. So if all the blue states suddenly left the Union, the red states would be very short on funding.
Oh, here's a little thing to cheer things up below.
Yeah, I got an idea.
Mm.
Wait, let's see this.
Jesus, Mom, where do babies come from? Joseph, yeah, Mary, where do babies come from?
Yeah. Well, you see, when a mommy and a ghost love each other very much, ghost, spirit, angel, it's all the same thing, right? Oh, yeah, bugger. Have kitties. Sorry, I'm lagging pretty bad too. I was up way too early this morning, but was one of those was too early to be up, but was too late to go back to sleep because I had an appointment.
I had one of those very confused as to time and place. That's happened today.
Yeah, I've had that this week too.
I woke up and I thought it was 5:30, and I like to watch the morning, Good Morning America or whatever, and I panicked. I thought it was 5:30 in the morning, or in the evening, and I had to get the news turned on right away. And so I jump out of bed, and I go and get my cup of water and piss. And I come back to watch the news, and that's not on. The morning news, local news, is on, and I realized that I was off by 12 hours.
I had a really weird situation where I was still dreaming when I checked my phone. So the number on the phone, the time on the phone read 11:27. But then when I finally fully woke up and looked at my phone again, it was actually around 8:30.
Yeah, actually, all day yesterday I was having just an anxiety attack all day that apparently was some remnants of some dream I was having. Don't remember the dream at all, but it just left me, feeling of trepidation all day, like something was about to happen, but I didn't know what. Chronic anxiety is such a fun thing.
Oh yeah, know how that is. Yeah, here we are.
Apparently the doctors don't, because they'll only give me 10 tablets a month to deal with it.
Jeez. I've had a refugee charity say colleges have had their lives threatened after Elon Musk shared a post which suggested videos of girls were being used to entice migrants to the UK. Charity staff harassed after Musk shared false refugee post. just about every goddamn thing in that asshole shares is fucking false. I've mentioned this before, or on some posts. If the guy, if he shared out something that's saying the sky is blue, I have to go out and check.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. It's gray and cloudy.
Anyway, this is a good representation of how 2025 is going so far. People are ready for 2025.
Hey, put up
Virus.
my unfinished comment. That's pretty funny.
Virus outbreak in China, the city of Los Angeles burning, some political little shit going on with the U.S. and in Canada. I don't know really. I'm as confused too. Massive winter storm in southeast U.S.
Yep.
That's only a little bit of it too.
Yeah.
This year is
journey. Sorry.
This year is not behaving.
No.
No, I think this is going to be like one of the worst years in human history.
I think we're going to be wishing for the good old days of COVID.
The good old days of Ronald Reagan, even.
My unfinished journey says some creationist on Twitter asked how clam fossils could wind up in the Himalayas. My response was, when two continents love each other very much. Yeah.
Push harder.
Oh, yeah. Pack that mountain range in there.
It really is incredible to think, though, geologically thinking, that mountain ranges can exist, that these continents actually are moving and they stack up the debris and turn into a mountain range. It's just amazing.
Well, that you get a mountain range because it's actually one continent trying to push up underneath the other one.
Yeah, mountain range. That's just what they tell her.
And then, like I was watching this geologist, anthropologist, whatever, archaeologist kind of guy on Nova, and he's talking about, okay, well, here's the Rocky Mountains, and they've existed like 2 or 3 different times. I forget what he said. That they were there and then they wore down and then they were there again and now they wore down again. It's like, how do you? Okay, I get how you build them, but how do you fucking wear them down? And I know the answer is erosion and stuff, but that's a long time.
Yeah, a couple million years of wind and rain can do that. You got to remember that when the dinosaurs were around, half of North America was underwater. It was split in half by a huge inland sea.
Yes, but now that Jimmy Carter's gone, all the dinosaurs are gone.
Yeah, but that's why we can't find any dinosaur skeletons in Minnesota. We only find, things like fish and clams because it was all underwater.
Well, they're water creatures too, but we find lots of trilobites in southeast Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah, and speaking about Jimmy Carter, apparently Trump is going to have the flags raised to full mast for his inauguration.
Yeah, isn't that horrible?
Yeah.
Who the fuck does this guy think he is?
Yeah.
He needs to have a heart attack.
No. How is he going to do that?
What, the flags?
Yeah.
After he's inaugurated, he'll just say, I'm canceling the order to...
Yeah, so is he going to do that like halfway through the day once he's sworn in?
I don't know.
They're going to have it raised for the inauguration. So as he's being sworn in.
I would have thought Biden would have been in control until he was sworn in, so I didn't think Trump would have control over that until after the ceremony. But yeah, it sucks because I mean, you know, if most Christians behaved like Jimmy Carter, I wouldn't have such a problem with religion.
Mm-hmm. Remember when Jimmy Carter was on the ticket and the election was coming up and everybody's concerned, well, what's this Baptist minister going to do to our government?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of Christians do behave like Jimmy Carter. The only thing is, we keep putting the ones that don't in power.
Well, unfortunately, it's all because there's too much money in our politics.
Here's the evolution of Twitter.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we would have been much better if it had just been an X-bird.
Yeah, it's tragically true.
That's a cute one.
Mm-hmm. There's some group. They say that they're white hat hacking group, and they seem to give each other these little cute little characters for their avatars.
People aren't getting cut off from outside information. Americans are largely just too stupid and too lazy to actually bother to seek out any news.
Mm.
Yeah, that is the problem, that most people just stay tuned to one news station as their only source of information.
If they even watch it.
Well, you can tell that a lot of
the
MAGA folks watch Fox and nothing else.
Oh, they watch Newsmax as well. And seeing as Fox News is too left wing for them nowadays, you know, they're also going onto Twitter and watching whatever the crap they put on there. Like, I guess fucker, what's his name? Tucker. There he is. Tucker. That was his name.
Oh, fucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Master Maverick, I think you need to sort this out just a little bit.
If atheism is true, then we are a product into survival and reproduction.
Hey, Sammy.
If atheism does not aid survival or reproduction, it's not aid. Therefore, atheism is immoral. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to sort it out a bit because I don't see where the immoral part comes into it. Hey, Spooky. Oh. Here we go. I am just going to bury myself in kitties and pretend nothing else exists today.
There you go.
I've got two of them on me so far. I just have to get Petunia up here.
Okay.
There we go. Boy. My bestest pal Sammyson in my lap. because Ethan fell asleep when the keyboard was in my lap, so he couldn't take it over this time. You're good, pal.
Perp, by the way, in a month or two, when you're fully recovered and fully healed,
Yeah.
or you can do a boob reveal.
Not publicly, but
Oh, come on.
I did get some before pictures taken.
Well, let's see here. Your first premise is neglects other factors. Humans can instantly need to build community where everything is not permissible. Okay, therefore atheism is not practical or true. Again, in your first premise, this is flawed, as it doesn't factor in other your situations that. And doesn't lead to necessarily meaning that's not true. So your third premise is also flawed.
Yeah, I mean, the Reformation was not caused by atheists. The Christians affect lots.
So you're saying there aren't other factors other than just atheism that would contribute to whether something is permissible or not?
Yeah, that's really stupid. Are you some sort of a fundamentalist jerk, or are you just one of us and playing the devil's advocate here?
I'm pretty sure this is our current troll here.
Yeah, well,
Current
like
troll?
I said,
Well,
at
current
first
troll, why
I
don't you
thought,
shove that up your butt, because nobody really cares what your silly little religion says.
at first I thought I'd give him a chance to try and explain what he meant, but yeah, we don't need any more of that.
Atheism does not dictate.
Oh, hey, that's a pretty progressive church for you. An Episcopalian friend of mine goes to a church where the priest is a woman married to another woman.
That works.
Although offhand, I can't really say. I don't know, what the position of Episcopalians is on anything.
Neither do
Well,
I.
the evangelicals will be changing that after Trump's elected or inaugurated.
Yeah, well, see, that's what's going to happen at some point, is that they're going to come down to having a battle over whose is the true religion, or who are the true Christians and who aren't.
Yep. If things keep going the directly it's going, that's what you're going to run into.
Yep. So they will eventually self-destruct. It's just a matter of if they'll do it fast enough to save us.
Well, everything that's going on now politically is because of fundamentalist religion.
Yep.
Is the evangelicals ever since Reagan days.
Yeah. So it's just a question of when will the more moderate Christians, decide that they're fed up with the fundamentalist Christians and actually start going after them.
Yeah, well, that's the trick. They won't.
And that's fine. There are still some moderate Republicans.
No, there aren't.
You don't hear from them. You don't hear about them because they don't make as much noise. But there are still a few of them left.
Because we are a social species.
Yeah, I'm not going to...
Master, whoever the heck you are, everything is permissible under Christian rule as well. Just because there's a rule against something doesn't mean you can't do it.
I don't feel like entertaining his arguments anymore.
Yeah, why don't you block him?
We can ignore him.
No, block his ass. Come on, be tough. Oh, shut up, you child.
I'm not concerned as long as he's not spamming or berating someone.
Yeah.
No, I do the berate.
Really give a damn.
That's my job description.
What's up, Sammy?
All right. What else do we have here?
Yeah, don't get caught.
There we go. 10 minutes, and you have to argue, don't you? You make me get out the stack. There
Yeah.
we are.
You know what the good thing is about being a Christian, though?
What?
Nothing.
Kitty! Kitty belly!
It's a smile.
Little kitten bellin'.
Oh,
It's a smile trying to be ferocious.
that's a red panda imitation.
Yeah. And this is the kind of stuff you can find on Blue Sky if you're not subscribed.
Really? I thought you could only find it if you were subscribed.
There should have been a comment in there.
Yeah, there's a comment there.
Yep. Punctuation matters, folks. A comma
I
is
understood
the
it.
difference.
I took that pause as a comma.
Yep. A comma is the difference between I helped my Uncle Jack off a horse and I helped my Uncle Jack off a horse. I'm just going to sit here and cuddle my kitty and ignore the rest of you for a while. No. I'll do that after the show shuts down.
Here we go. This one I do have to keep the sound on though. So, it's a cute one.
They're debating the pros and cons of killing the human.
Having a conversation.
The one on the left is saying they should get rid of the human, and the one on the right is saying, but we don't know how to use the camera here.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Perp, would you please block that asshole? I don't even want to see this bullshit in my face.
Okay. I haven't been paying attention to him, but whoop. Yeah.
They're a pompous little ass.
What? Yep. Well, we don't get many trolls around here, and I usually don't have to deal with them because we're used to having the moderators squash them. But he's gone.
Jasper, what is that a link to that nobody should probably touch?
Where did Jasper put a link?
Link? What link?
Yeah, I only see Jasper responding with the kitty icon.
Yeah, he's got kitty icon.
Oh, well. I guess the link went away when I deleted the comments.
Mm.
Yeah, I have to wear my headphones anytime I watch any kind of cat videos. Just because my cats will react to the sound of the cats on the screen. Sometimes it distresses them.
Oh, Jasper, you're saying you did not post that link?
Oh, what did the guy we just banned post a link?
Yeah, it
No.
must have been.
No, it had Jasper's heading on it.
Hmm.
That's a new way to hack.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
Yep. Orla's got it right. If it was just pissing off one of our regulars and not contributing anything, there was no reason not to.
I would have done it, but I forgot that I had access to that.
Well, I know with if you're on your phone, that can be difficult to do those things.
Yes, it can.
Much easier for me to do it when I've got the big screen. Yeah, Spooky's right. Jasper can't post links. Doesn't have a wrench here. So. Although I have had the experience of somebody stealing my avatar and my name and trying to get into somebody else's chat. So that kind of sucks, and there really isn't any way to prevent that with YouTube, allowing you to change your name anytime. So that is also why I never make the links to join public, that it has to be somebody that one of us knows, and we have to send them a link, on Twitter or Blue Sky or Discord. I know a lot of people live streaming will put the join link, pinned up at the top of the comments. I'm not going to leave it there for just anybody to wander in if we haven't, had some idea how they're going to behave. It didn't show it. In the side chat says Jasper 1541, so I thought he was going to talk about the Commodore disk drive. So if we all run out of things to talk about today, like I said, I know I'm dragging here, so I'm not. My brain is not fully functioning.
Yeah, and I'm still recovering from being
Not
sick
unless
as a puppy dog.
I just want me to cover or how this country lowered their legal age of consent from 18 to 9.
Who's doing that?
Looks like Iraq.
Oh, well, okay. That's Republican.
Well, no, it's Muslim.
No, it's Republican.
Well, see, I'm pretty sure the reason they dropped it down to 9 is so that Mohammed didn't look like he had done something improper.
Yeah, I don't care what their little beliefs say. Their behavior is Republican.
Yeah.
See, the same years, the government is convinced that this will protect young people from immoral relations.
How's that?
Marrying the kid at 9 will protect them from immoral relationships?
I don't know. It sounds to me like you're giving adult men permission to force them into immoral relationships.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to end on this note.
Yeah.
No, Jasper, we're just perplexed. That's all.
Yeah.
Nobody's mad at you or anything.
Yeah, Jasper, it wasn't that you were followed by random numbers. It was the timestamp.
No.
Oh, and we have the porpoise with us.
Hello.
Hey, Porp.
Hello.
How you doing?
Tired.
Hmm.
And you?
Same. I was up too early. I didn't get enough sleep.
I'm always up too early on work days.
So how's the new year treating you so far?
Well, I've been busy since I went back to work after the New Year's break.
Yeah. I've just been at home recovering and trying to remember not to do things that are going to hurt me. Which is
Boob
just
watch.
about
You're on
everything
boob
in my
watch.
current condition. What was that, Jenny?
You're on boob watch.
Yep.
And when they're
Hello,
healed, you'll be
Jasper?
on boob watch all the time. You watch. You'll see.
Well, I am very pleased with the results I got. It's just a matter that, anytime I stretch too far, it feels like it's going to rip the skin open.
What is that in the background?
Jenny.
Nothing. I was typing on the keyboard.
Oh, well.
Oh, and your link, Stephanie E. Helms Kofi. She's at 35% of 650 goal for rent and money, so you can have a roof over her head
And why does she need this?
for
Sorry.
rent money,
Yeah, but why does she need rent money? I kind of missed that part.
so she can keep a roof over her head.
Yeah, but why is it in danger?
Because
She works. She's self-employed by making sales for sailboats, and she doesn't have enough work at this point.
Oh, okay. Well.
Mm.
Yeah, sorry, I got in late.
Well, I just came across this. I figured I'd
Yeah,
share it out since.
I wasn't aware she had started a fundraiser for it.
Yeah, I just came across it here and noticed.
Yeah.
It's not like being a YouTuber is going to pay a lot unless you're really popular. So
Yeah. Well, and I suppose it's kind of the off season for sailboats too. So
hey,
I mean, I'm having to start my own GoFundMe at the rate things are looking.
for your teeth.
Yeah.
thanks to a very vicious YouTube rabbit hole I got sent down, I know there are a lot of interesting ship lakes on the Great Lakes in the winter.
Let's either get the funds up myself somehow, or go to a dentist. I have no idea whether they're good or not. For
Yeah.
Is there some sort of after they tried to trick me into getting my wisdom teeth pulled with only local anesthetic,
Oh,
I don't trust them anymore. But
that's immoral. Fuck.
actually,
Girl never trusted dentist.
going to an unvetted dentist is part of what put me in this position in the first place. I went to the guy and
but I'm saying there's a place locally that's attached to a Catholic charity that offers dental work.
Mm.
There might be something like that where you are. Now, first of all, before Jenny panics, it was without local anesthetic, not no anesthetic. Or sorry, with only local anesthetic. My mistake.
Well, that was just what I was getting at. One of the things that put me in this position is one of the last dentists I went to, who filled a few teeth without any anesthesia. That's what put me off going to a dentist for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I had when I was younger, and it can just happen sometimes to some people. I had a tooth pulled when the local anesthesia didn't work. So I was like deathly afraid of the dentist for years.
Yeah, I can see how that would happen.
I had one of those dentists when I was a little kid who believed that children didn't feel pain,
Oh, jeez.
and so he did like over the years it was like 3 different fillings with no anesthesia whatsoever, and it was horrible. I was screaming my head off, and nobody took notice that maybe I really do feel pain. It's children don't feel pain. How stupid.
The short answer of this is I'm looking into what my Medicaid will cover, but unfortunately, it's sending me way the hell out from. It's going to be multiple visits, obviously. And they're sending me way the hell out in the boondocks next to a dentist that, as far as I can tell, well, I can't vet is whether they're good or not. I'm looking at a few of the other options they have on the list, but as further down I go, the further out it is.
Did you do a general search on the dentist's name?
Yeah. Nothing came up.
Huh.
Even the review sites had his name listed, but there were no reviews.
Yeah, I've had the same problem with a few things here. But at least here I've been able to argue with the medical insurance. And, since they couldn't find anybody in their network that was within 75 miles of me, they had to be willing to take the bill from somebody who was out of network.
And that's another thing. This place was about 40. I think it was about 43 miles out, but the closer one that was over 20 miles out. I did some Google searching, and it turns out the place isn't even there anymore.
Yeah. Well, there are some things here that Sloth Girl and I, have had to drive close to 50 miles to a place that's, like on the outer rim of the Twin Cities suburbs.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at right at the moment with the travel, but I'm looking at, multiple visits here. Because obviously, if I go to somebody else, they're going to have to do a reevaluation of everything this last dentist just did.
Yeah.
So that's one visit, and then they're going to have to go fix up in the, fixing up the teeth is going to be multiple visits.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean there. And it's not like you live in a small town or anything like that either.
I estimate at least probably 4 or 5 visits it would take, given everything that needs to be done.
Yeah.
So, that's what, almost 100-mile drive, a round trip for about 4 or 5 times.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, I need to go to Indianapolis Monday, and I still have that window, and the window came down again, so I have to put some plastic over it so it's not freezing, because guess how warm it's supposed to be Monday?
20 below.
We're not Minnesota.
10 below, I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, when I had to move my van out, early this morning before they went to plow the lot, it was 5 below when I was out there.
So it's going to be a high of 20 degrees and a low of -1.
Well, that's not too bad.
And for our foreign friends, those temperatures are in freedom degrees.
Yeah, that's not too much different from what we're having here now. It was 20
degrees before. For Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be in the 30s and maybe even almost 40.
Yeah.
Listen, potholes are just an inevitable part of life if you live in certain places.
Well, I keep telling people, if you can handle the winter, everything else in Minnesota is good.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Lebanon Bologna.
Doesn't have what?
Lebanon Bologna.
I don't know, but if it's not Scandinavian, probably not.
It's Pennsylvania Dutch.
Yeah. But I mean, COVID taught us we can go 6 months without leaving our house. So, that's one way you can get through the winters.
Well, I'm afraid my employer would demand I actually show up. Kind of hard to do my job from home.
You can't just send a robot with a big monitor.
I think they'd notice.
Would they? Do you really think they're that observant?
I am almost certain my students would notice.
Yeah, but if your students came in with a crazy story like that, would the administrators believe them?
I don't know. I think the administrators would believe, yes, I would do something like that. It's a little bit more believable when you're like taking over for the computer science teacher than you're like an English teacher.
Oh. My problem is now I've got time to get some of my projects done, but there aren't any of them I can do without exceeding that 10-pound lifting limit.
You should try programming. That doesn't require a lot of lifting.
Yeah. Most of my stuff involves, pieces of wood and tools.
Didn't you
potholes.
Weren't you working on some sort of like electronics project?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I should try dabbling with those.
Hey, Seep Data's here.
Oh, hey, Commander. Yeah, I've still been watching some YouTube videos about electronics. I found a guy, I don't know, he's somewhere in South America. So it's like, I can't understand a thing he says, but I can get the text to come up in English so I can follow his stuff. And he's really good about, doing simple circuits and explaining how they work. So he's been helping me a lot with understanding, exactly what some common components do. Also, he seems to be working on virtually no budget, which, is pretty close to what I've got. So, so he even did a couple on, how to salvage components out of discarded devices.
What site is this?
I can't remember the name, offhand.
I think I'm going to try and buy the domain. I can't remember the name.com.
I was going to get the domain alloneword.com.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
Let me just click. Ow, damn it. Wrong button. Okay. Just trying to find one of his videos. Here we are.
I mean, get that domain and park it. You can probably make some money off of that. So I don't remember the name is not taken. And neither is I can't remember the name.com. Be sure to park the other domains like .org, .net, and once people
How
come.
about all one word?
That's what I looked up. You can't have spaces in URL.
If anyone wants to see what's going on with my teeth here, here's
I
a screen.
Mage, I assure you, we
don't.
don't.
Well, how did you get those teeth bloody?
Well, that's where the problems are.
Oh,
So the top one's the top teeth, the bottom teeth.
Just
The red
like
one, the red ones are basically the ones that need crowns.
Just like no one, if they had been able to save it, would want to see my supernumerary impacted tooth. I wanted them to save it.
Yeah.
But no, they shattered it.
well,
I had
that's
the
for the pieces. You
experience.
could put it back together and glue it. Cyanoacrylics.
I had the experience where they were trying to pull one of mine, and they, like tugged at it for like an hour, and it wouldn't come out. So they said I had to see an oral surgeon, and they were just going to send me home without, anything, even a referral. And I was like, you're fucking crazy. This now hurts like hell. It's probably not going to heal on its own. And you're at least going to tell me somebody I can go to get this taken care of.
Did they?
Eventually, with enough screaming, they finally got me into an oral surgeon that afternoon. And he wound up actually having to cut a little slot in my jawbone to take it out, because the problem is one of the roots had grown into a fish hook. So there was no way it was coming straight out the top. He had to pull it out sideways.
Wow.
Why, that's lovely.
But at least the oral surgeon gave me a general anesthetic and, knocked me out while he pulled it out. And
Well, we've gone 2 hours here.
okay, just a moment.
Well, you guys do what you want, but I'm going to leave because I got to get back to bed. I'm just exhausted.
Okay, well, here's the electronics guy I was talking about. I pulled up one of his videos. So this is just a random video he did.
Well, remember, Jenny, we got the movie night tomorrow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just wish that wasn't on a school night.
Oh. Would you join us if it was like on a Friday night then?
Well, I mean, sometimes I'll eventually have Friday nights off once again at some point.
If anybody out in the chat wants to watch, we're going to be viewing the film Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yep.
I guess I'm going to have to explain a few things with that movie, thinking about it first.
Yeah, since we don't have any background on the Wolverine character.
Well, he's Canadian.
Yeah, I know bits of it, but I know he's Canadian, and I don't know he's got like this incredible rejuvenating power because his bones are made of titanium or something like that.
Adamantium, and they're coated with adamantium.
And Deadpool frequently just targets him as a subject of innuendo and kind of has a crush on him, I guess. Because Deadpool's sexuality is all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I have a chair full of kitties, so I am prone to going along with Jenny and just tipping my chair back and laying here until the kitties decide to get off. And we all know that can take many hours.
Well, sometimes I have to get up without the cat's approval, which the cat does not approve of, but speaking of cat's approval, how are you, Athena?
You are a horrible, mean human.
Well, I mean, if I have to go to the bathroom, I can't let the cat sit on my lap. That could get the kitty wet.
You just got to hold it in for a couple hours.
I'll just keep my mouth
On the other
shut.
hand, you're a porpoise. You should be used to being wet.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Athena, would you like to? Athena, thanks. Everyone would like to. Athena, most people aren't as big a fan of seeing your butt as you are.
She's trying to be friendly. The only shortcoming I have to this plan is I'm sitting on the blanket and I can't reach another one. I don't have anything to cover up with here.
Okay, later, you guys.
Yep.
Later.
Bye-bye, Jenny. Yeah, I'm willing to cut it off here for the day.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything else they want to add before we go?
I should have a garden tour coming out soon.
Okay.
Be excellent to each other, and so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Bye-bye, Elle.